Hey there. So there's two ways in Looker to accomplish this idea of filtering across a different table than the data actually is in. So we want to actually get suggestions for a filter from a separate table. The first way I'll show is kind of more similar to the example that was shown. And then I'll show a second way, which is probably a more suggested approach because it's more scalable across multiple dashboards. So just to kind of outline the use case, we have two explorers here. This one, this order facts table, is an aggregate table, so it has a smaller number of records. So you can see as I just select order ID, which is the field we're going to use as an example, it's even if I select everything here, it's only 2 megabytes. On the full orders, items, and users explored, though, selecting the same field off of the order items table, this is a larger table, albeit still not very large, but just for example purposes, is about 28 megabytes of data to select this out. Okay. What we can do, though, as essentially if I have my dashboard here, if I go and edit this dashboard out, we have this count that I saved off just from the large table explorer, so just a metric on it. But if I wanted to filter on specific order ID, I've created a filter here where the field that we're actually filtering on is our large explorer, as you can see here, with more data. And order ID is coming from that orders table, the larger table. But the filter itself, if we come up and look at the actual explorer, is coming from our order facts explorer here. And we're just using that order ID from the order facts table. So that is what's suggesting the values here, is that smaller amount of them. And then that essentially that filter is available for end users to see here up the top. And those are suggested values, right? If we have it, let's see. Yep, you can see our filter suggestion. So this is our admin panel, our list of queries that have run. If I look at the details of this one, you can even go pop over to the SQL, and we see the suggestions are it's getting the order IDs, but it's actually pulling from that order facts table, not from our larger explorer and larger table. So that's one way to do it. Just with kind of the front end, you can do it off the dashboard. The other approach would be suggest, explore, and dimension, as we've mentioned before. So if I add these two fields to order ID on our order items table, so the larger table, and save that off. Now essentially, no matter where I'm using a filter for order items or sorry, order ID, if I filter this just automatically is actually going to add in, refresh, I might be trying to hit our cache or something. But it should be, yeah, so this is actually filtering now to the second table too, so I'm not sure, it might have pulled from cache, but let's see. Yeah, 45, that might be it. It's still, yeah, probably pulled from cache, but it is pulling from that order facts table, right? So again, basically we can just always say where we're going to pull that from. So if in this case, we're just, no matter where this order ID field is used, we're actually just pulling the suggestions always from the smaller table. So that way, if you have power users that are coming in and exploring the data, not just consuming dashboards, they're still always just getting filter suggestions from the smaller table. So it's much more dynamic in that sense. And if even just from any dashboard, there's kind of no setup that you would need to take. It would just be those two lines, and we're just always pulling the suggestions from the smaller table. So that's it. Those are the two ways. Thanks.